Hey, there, I hear something now. I do. Yeah, Mitch is always cutting it close, like by seconds. He's a prima donna. You're crying out loud. Get in there and work like the rest of us.
Can you hear me, Jimmy?
I can.
Okay. I can hear you too. It's pretty funny.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stadium Court here at the 2017 Delray Beach Open. Our final match of the night, Juan Martín del Potro against Dzumhur is coming up momentarily. We hope you enjoy some great food, some great music out in the courtyard.
Yeah, I do.
Get ready.
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic final match.
I could kind of use a stool to stand on for Juan Martín, but then Dzumhur would be up to my stomach. I think I'm taller than Dzumhur, maybe. We'll see. Well, I might be shrinking at my age. Yeah, there's definitely something shrinking. Not really. Hey, can I get the big guy first? Sorry. And then you come in, you gotta stay there. Sorry, man. Juan Martín, you made your comeback here last year. Now it's your first tournament in 2017. What is it about Delray Beach that you love so much?
Well, I like to start the season in this tournament. The conditions are great for all the players. And it's amazing to me play against many Argentinian fans who came to watch me, so I'm enjoying a lot.
You were comeback player of the year last year for the second time. Now you're going to be playing full-time again. What are your goals for this year? How's it changed for this year?
Well, I hope so. I have a full year with many tournaments, more than the last time, and hopefully I can stay healthy, playing even better in all tournaments, and I will try to growing up in the ranking as well.
All right, good luck today, Juan Martín. Next up, Damir Dzumhur. Damir, you played well recently. Quarterfinals last week in Memphis, now in the round of 16. What's been working well for you the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, this American tour is working pretty well for me. So I just hope to continue good matches, whatever it goes, just to play really good.
First time against Juan Martín del Potro. What are some of the challenges of playing someone that's as big and strong as he is?
Yeah, I mean, I had some strong matches last year with the big guys, and this is going to be another challenge for me, playing Juan Martín, who is playing always good, and it's nice to have a chance to play against him.
All right, good luck today. I expect a great match. Leaf, back up to you.
All right, thanks, Jimmy. A good one on tap tonight. The last second round match at the Delray Beach Open. The big Argentine, Juan Martín del Potro, former top tenner, the U.S. Open champion, and a Davis Cup hero for his nation of Argentina, winning the title last year for the first time. He's continuing his quest for a second title here in Delray Beach. Former champion here with a great record. Delray Beach Stadium and Tennis Center, hoping to build on that again here tonight. So the Delray Beach Open, its 25th year, a part of the ATP World Tour. A 250 event and another feature. ATP World Tour. The last second round match, as I mentioned, from day 4, number 7 seed Juan Martín del Potro, the Tower of Tandil, taking on Potro Dzumhur, Bosnia-Herzegovina. First meeting for these two as a former champion. The big man from Tandil trying to play his way out into the quarterfinals. Sam Querrey, a winner earlier today over Gerald Donaldson. Battle of the All-Americans. Querrey taking that one convincingly, 6-2 and 6-3. The top half also features Milos Raonic, the top seed. And he'll be taking on Kyle Edmund tomorrow, quarterfinal Friday. So a busy and very competitive day of tennis that will conclude today and pick up again tomorrow and into the championship weekend here in South Florida. The weather, boy, is absolutely fantastic for tennis. Martín del Potro certainly attracts a big audience and plenty of support, not only around the world, but from his Argentine tennis fans who seem to travel well. As you heard in his words with Jimmy Arias, one of his main goals is to just stay healthy. Obviously, the wrist has been such an issue over the years. Imagine 4 surgeries, 3 on the left wrist, and he had 1 surgery on the right wrist. So he's had some real physical challenges. Boy, does he look good here. This is his first event of 2017 after a strong season last year. So our look at our Palm Beach and Sports Commission weather report, 73 degrees, and the wind, well, it shouldn't be a factor. It's going to be great conditions for the players. Just cool off to a very comfortable place in the evening. I'm Leif Shiras alongside Jimmy Arias. So glad you could be a part of our coverage as we pick up the 28-year-old who just seems to be finally, after really about a year and a half, maybe 2 years of fits and starts, and he's just beginning to feel good physically again. As showed in his finish last year, helping Argentina get over the line, winning the Davis Cup title. This should be an exciting year for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's see our players for tonight's second round match. To the left of the umpire's chair, this 24-year-old has been his rankings in the last 7 years. Finishing his
Last year, I'm still amazed, to be honest, because his backhand may never be the same from what it once was. It's stiff wrist, but he still has beaten Djokovic last year with that backhand. He beat Nadal last year with that backhand. He beat Kevin Anderson here in the first round with that backhand. And it's not as though it's a horrible backhand, but he now has to slice it a lot. And it seems to me if you can pressure it, you can't really generate much from that side. So he's got a little bit of a weakness that he didn't have, and yet I still think he's going to be top 10 this year by the end of the year, because the weapons that he brings, the serve, which didn't used to be great in 2009, and the forehand is the sickest forehand. I can't figure out how it goes in all the time. His grip looks a little less strong, less Western. It's flatter, harder, less margin, and he rarely misses it. It's a pretty good combination.
Yeah. I mean, you have to say it might be one, if not the biggest shot in the game. This man's forehand. He's going to use it tonight, and it'll be up to Potro Dzumhur, who is quite an impressive player. Obviously, the smaller of these two men, yes, but he is fun to watch. Moves well, great contact hitter, and he always seems to put himself in the mix. He's very competitive despite sort of his smaller stature.
Anytime you're 5'9" or smaller and you're on the tour in the top 100, you're officially a little bit of a hero of mine, because I think the game has gotten so physical, so difficult. And so Dzumhur's one of my heroes now, as he's in that top 100. I love watching him play. He is a guy that sort of can hit ground strokes well. He's very fast, as you said, but he also gets up to the net. He's so quick that if he hits a reasonably good shot, he'll suddenly sprint in and take care of volleys. So it's amazing what speed will do for you. The problem is when you're 5'9", a lot of times your serve isn't going to be much of a weapon, and it's difficult playing these giants that can get 3 points on their serve, and you have a little more trouble with that. So that's the challenge for Dzumhur today, trying to find a way to get to the net on Delpo on his backhand and not be able to run down some of those huge forwards.
He took out the Russian Kravchuk first round match pretty convincingly, 6-3, 6-4. And like Del Potro here in Delray Beach, he had a win over Kevin Anderson in Memphis last week, so that's a good sign that he's up to the task of maybe taking on a taller, stronger opponent, although Anderson, getting back to form, but still a very quality win there. Also beat Steve Darcis, playing well of late too, so this guy is no shrinking violet just because he's maybe smaller in stature. Last year here, Dzumhur lost in the second round to Grigor Dimitrov, the number 4 seed. Dimitrov going to the semifinals before Rajiv.
It's a 3-setter against Dimitrov. It's a little different. Dimitrov so far this year, as we take a look at the serve is what's also impressed me with Del Potro in the last year, is he needed to improve that because he does have a weaker backhand. You can get to his backhand.
He's to
On Martin Del Potro, the find his rhythm, I went and asked his coach, Daniel Orsonic, what his keys were. And he said for Juan Martin, his keys are finding his rhythm after having a long break and feeling how to play again in matches under pressure. So I went with his story. I do think he needs to use his big serve forehand combination for Del Potro. That's going to win him a lot of points in my mind. For Dzumhur, test the backhand pass. No one seems to do that, and I want to see what Del Potro can bring. He's going to hit you a lot of slice backhands. He's not really able to rip across court, I don't think. And Dzumhur needs to get first serves in because the second serve will be able to be dealt with harshly by Del Potro if he sees too many of those.
Champion Porsche keys to the match. Yeah, his backhand has become a flatter shot when in the past he could have the ability to dip it.
Yes,
right?
he could have.
Yeah.
And now I don't think he can dip it, so it makes for an easier volley. And straight ahead ball.
Exactly. And by dip it, we mean play the racket face under the ball, brushing up, playing with topspin essentially.
And it makes the ball go up and down, so it drops the ball where under the level of the net. And I don't think Del Potro has that backhand any longer. He doesn't drop his wrists. The racket head doesn't get lower than his hands on his backhand, so it's a push sort of arm stroke. There's no extra whip.
Yeah, maybe he could sort of find inspiration in Jimmy Connors, who hit a very flat sort of drive. We saw it a little bit from Kukushkin, an open face. It almost had a little bit of underspin to it.
It's a side spin. It's almost a side spin.
Do you see that in Del Potro?
Maybe. Let's look. Let's see what he's brought tonight, because I do feel as though the backhand improved from the first term of the year last year here for him. His backhand was diabolical, and he still made the semis. And as the year progressed, it got better and better.
Yeah, amazing to think last year when he came here, 1,042 was his ranking. It was the first time he'd played here at Delray Beach since he won the title back in 2011. And he had, like you said, a good run. He's very patient on that wing. He's not necessarily going to give you the air.
No, he's hitting slice. He's giving you sort of off speed, flat and deep, not with a lot of pace, and players are struggling with it a little.
So looking forward to this one tonight. The big Argentine, Juan Martin Del Potro, the former top tenor, U.S. Open champ, Davis Cup hero, who's done it all for his nation, continues his quest for a second title here, up against smaller, quicker Damir Dzumhur tonight. Dzumhur to start us off.
That point sums up what happens to everyone against Del Potro. I'm not sure why it happens. He hits backhands with not much on it, and you fall into the same pattern of just hitting back, and then he can come at you with a huge forehand. your goal is to not let him see too many forehands, and if he does, make him hit it on the run to the forehand side. He hits it well, don't get me wrong, but then at least the next ball you can get back to his backhand.
Trying to test the movement there of Del Potro. The drop shot finds the net.
That's one of the other reasons, Leaf, why I thought Del Potro was going to be #1, because he's 6'6", but you don't notice it with his movement. He covers the court really well. Okay, see, it seems like it's easy. He came into the backhand. He got an easy forehand volley. Dzumhur's normally a very competent volleyer.
He's trying to cut it a little too thin.
Yep, caught the top of the net and fell back on his side.
Enough positive things in that game. Del Potro took advantage. Trying to stretch him out on the forehand side, but you're right. A couple of big steps and he gets that rhythm into that forehand, and it is dangerous.
It's dangerous. You don't want to go there too many times. It's just that once he starts sneaking over to the backhand corner, you got to get him out of that corner so he's not hitting forehands from over there. But just once. You just one time to the forehand, get right back to the backhand. As many times as you can, and if you get a short ball, keep trying to please somebody test his backhand pass. Granted, on Del Potro's serve, it's a little tougher because he's going to give you a big serve. He's going to get some free points with his serve, and then if you do make returns, he's probably going to get a good look at a forehand. Kind of like that. I mean, it's a pretty good return. Got his big serve. 127. Good solid contact, but a little short. Del Potro's going to crush the forehand.
Big first serve, the big forehand is sort of the 21st century serve and volley, right?
It is, yeah. It seems as though virtually every top guy has that combo. On a straight line. This time Dzumhur guessed right to the backhand, was waiting on it. Just Dzumhur's incredibly fast, but there's just no way for him to run that down.
Oh yeah, that is a big serve right down the tee. 116 with a little bit of curve to it. So you couldn't ask for a better start. Now the pressure's on Dzumhur. Has got to come up with something here to get on the board, get some momentum somehow.
His first service game in the deuce court, he kept trying to serve. He was missing first serves, but he was going wide to the forehand. Maybe I don't mind that play, although Del Potro can be dangerous with that return.
build up there, and Dzumhur came up with a nice little underspin backhand.
I mean, the problem is, it drives me nuts watching because I don't think Del Potro can really hit the backhand, so you got to find a way to expose that. But if you just stay back and rally with him, he's going to get a forehand eventually.
Yeah, he's going to get that rhythm that he wanted.
Yes, and once he gets his rhythm and once he gets a look at a forehand, you're not liking your chances the rest of that rally. Yes, Dzumhur hung in there at that point.
There's a nice drop shot. Gets that one right.
Dzumhur likes this shot. He likes to try drop shots. He's tried a couple already today. Pretty good disguise. A lot of racket head speed on that drop shot just for that extra spin. .67-mile-an-hour serve. Del Potro actually got a little weight behind that two-handed backhand, so maybe I'm selling him short.
Charge tennis, Del Potro.
Yeah, good backhand pass down the line, covered this perfectly. Now you
so Dzumhur is on the board. But it's Juan Martín Del Potro, the number 7 seed, who has the break and a 2-1 lead here in Delray Beach. He won the title back in 2011. Well, 25th edition of the Delray Beach Open. It's been a wonderful part of the tennis community here in South Florida. These guys have made their contributions, winning the titles looking back to 2009. Marty Fish, last American to take home the title. Until last year, Sam Querrey.
I don't know if it's a coincidence, but all these guys are giants.
I noticed that.
Querrey, Evo, Cilic, Golbus is maybe 6'4" only. Kevin Anderson, Del Potro, it's the big boys winning in Delray.
Yeah, I think you need some power. The conditions can be tricky here. It's get a little breezy. Having that extra physical presence gives you the chance to play through this court pretty well.
Well, Martín said he likes playing here partly because a lot of Argentinians come to cheer him on. Just showed you a few of them.
When he won the title in 2011, he beat Janko Tipsarevic of Serbia, another former top tenor, struggling with injuries, has tried to come back. He's played his way back in the top 100, I believe, now. back off the ground and a short volley. Tipsarevic has surrendered his title as the rec tech, you know, the guy who wears the shades, to Dennis Istomin, right?
Well, does he still wear shades?
Yes, he does.
Those are prescription.
That's right. Excellent delivery.
Del Potro used to not get full back scratch position on his serve. He didn't get as much snap as he should have. That part of his game has improved. The first serve, much more of a weapon than it was even when he was ranked 4 in the world. Wasn't a bad serve. You're never going to have a bad serve when you're 6'6", but it wasn't really a weapon.
Yeah, it just didn't have the miles per hour when he was sort of getting out of the blocks in his career.
It is an amazing story to me. He's lost an entire wing of the game, the backhand wing. He does not have what 90% of today's players have on one side. He's chipping it, he's floating it, and yet he's improved other aspects of the game, and the other game are so strong. Forehand is so big. When he comes in, you see he's comfortable up at the net. He covers in that well, he volleys well. He's gotten a big first serve, so he's able to still, he'll probably be in the top 10 at the end of this year with what should be a weakness that is attackable for some players.
Test Dzumhur's speed. He can move around the court beautifully.
And he's also got great feel. So he combined those two things here. Drop shot wasn't great, but Dzumhur zoomed up to it in a hurry and then took all the pace off. And because he got to it so quickly, Del Potro had to stay back a little bit. The ball was up above the net.
Yeah, exactly. I heard what you did there, too. That was good. He zoomed up there?
Yes, he did.
I heard that.
I was hoping you didn't. I think that's the other interesting thing when you're playing Del Potro now is it would be the biggest contrast between two sides of anyone on the tour. So you get to his backhand, you're getting a nothing ball, and then suddenly he hits a forehand and it's coming 100 miles an hour, and that contrast is most likely hard to deal with.
Yeah, but these things that you're talking about, it must speak to how strong he is mentally, right? His ability to tactically approach the game, see it in a different way, utilize what he has. Silver Sea Challenge, the Hawkeye.
I don't remember hitting many slice backhands before this new iteration of Del Potro. But now it's the majority of his backhands, I would say. It's getting closer to 50-50. He's hitting some two-handers tonight.
Nice play there, wide to wide.
seems pretty easy. Serve and volley to the backhand. You're going to get a volley.
Yeah,
Good
he
hold.
did better with that volley, didn't he? Del Potro, 3-2. And we're just along Atlantic Avenue, the Delray Beach Stadium and Tennis Center. And you can see just a short walk away is plenty that would interest even the casual tennis fan. Places to find a cold beverage and some fine food. Jimmy, we were out looking for a bite to eat last night. Some great spots along Atlantic Avenue.
We were out late because of the rains that happened at this tournament yesterday. We finished past 12:30 a.m.
Dzumhur. You may remember last year, Dzumhur, great win over Rafa Nadal. It was very hot, humid conditions, and Nadal had to retire. Probably the only time I've ever seen Nadal retire because of fatigue. Just says he wasn't feeling well, but he did a lot of running in that one. Best performance we've ever seen from this man.
Thank you.
Beautiful
the
work.
play.
Yeah.
Wide to the forehand. Shovel the next ball to the backhand if you have to. And run in. Here it is. Wide to the forehand. Come in on anything. You're going to get a volley. Now, I forget to mention that he does cover the court well. That wasn't a bad volley. And Del Potro still got there and hit a pretty good pass. But that's a lot of pressure Del Potro is going to feel if you continue to do that over and over again. I do not blame you on his serve if you're not able to get into that pattern because he's bringing heat. Serve forehand combos. So quickly, he can't feel his momentum running. Ball goes back, away from him. That's the second time he's gotten there comfortably. That's waist height by the time he gets there. know, the most interesting thing about this point to me is that Del Potro kept running. He made a long sprint there, another long sprint, and now he still makes another long sprint at 40-15. I guarantee you last year, remember how tired he was getting? That would have been one of the points he says, that's too good. I'll wait for the 40-30 point. So it does send the message that he's feeling as though he's in pretty good shape now.
Yeah, he's even just tapping his racket to acknowledge the good point by his opponent. Always been a great sportsman. Set up. So that is 4-2. Some wonderful points in that game. Del Potro won the right ones, and here's a chance to revisit our champion Porsche keys to the match, Jimmy.
For Dzumhur, test the backhand passing shot of Del Potro anytime you can. He cannot come over it. He cannot make it dip. It's mostly a chip or a flat ball. First serves, he's got to get first serves in because Del Potro can take advantage if he doesn't. Juan Martín Del Potro's coach is the one who told me he needs to find his rhythm. He hasn't played a match in a while. He played first round here, but this is his first tournament back, and used that big serve forehand combo. He's done that pretty well, and I think he's, for the most part, he's found his rhythm. Potro's up a break and playing well. Dzumhur had a bad first service game. Didn't make first serves, missed an easy volley. Settled in since.
And Dzumhur, his work rate with his legs, he works very hard out here. He doesn't sort of erode over the course of the match. He maintains a pretty high work rate with his legs. He's in great shape.
Was almost the slowest ace ever recorded in ATP Tour, 73 miles an hour. He just missed.
Let's see what the Silver Sea Hawkeye tells us. A couple of millimeters. Defended the space behind him so well. Del Potro tried to squeeze that up the line. 4-3.
The Volley Girls is picking a winner and can deliver your prize early in the second set. At Celebrate Open on Twitter. Ready, go!
Well, that's where we are, and this is what we are tonight. The Delray Beach Open, second round action. Of course, Delray Beach is north of Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale, just below Boynton Beach, West Palm Beach. Beautiful coastal city, a nice place to be, right along Atlantic Avenue, heading into about 3 beautiful miles of beaches. And at the other end of Atlantic Avenue is this, the Delray Beach Stadium and Tennis Center. Great facility. It's hosted Fed Cup, it's hosted Davis Cup, hosted the Chris Everett Celebrity event. But this is an annual stop for the ATP World Tour, a 250 event. So here's Delpo with new tennis balls, 4-3. Missed it.
Excellent defense. Great feel from Dzumhur running wide, getting that defensive lob very high. That's one of the things at night. You can get the ball almost out of the lights, so it makes you a little more tentative on the overhead. Dzumhur's small, but he shrinks the court with his speed. So you start trying to feel as though you got to hit it closer and closer to the lines to get it past him.
Legs are spring loaded. He can run all day, and he runs quickly. Was it Bjorn Borg who said that tennis is 1,000 little sprints? This guy's built for that.
Two doubles in this game for Del Potro. Suddenly lost the rhythm on his serve, and Dzumhur chances to get back on serve. He hasn't had the answer, Dzumhur, to Del Potro first serve, so Potro finds the rhythm in the next couple of seconds. He might be able to sneak out of this with a couple of big serves.
Good defense. Del Potro just breaking down in that game on serve and off the ground. This game had been pretty airtight up until that moment.
And that was strange. You didn't see it coming. He was playing solidly well within himself. Serving well. One double fault. He made an aggressive second serve at the point. That double fault seemed to rattle him a little. See how Dzumhur handles success getting that break back.
He was there, but he just could not control the volley. Yeah, you were saying that Del Potro unable to defend his second serve. He'd only won 1 of 7 points on that second serve. So Dzumhur doing well when he had that second look. And by comparison, Dzumhur is winning 60% of his second serve points. Del Potro winning just 14%.
Normally that favors, obviously, the guy who wins is usually the guy that wins that second serve point battle, so it's a little bit of a surprising stat early on. Potro's starting to read the drop shot. You can see when it's coming, he gets a quick jump to it. He only got fooled once. Dzumhur's going to have to stop trying it or start fake drop shotting a couple times. Because you can see Del Potro was ready. He saw it. Let's go with that kick, serve, and volley. Was that a kick or was that his cannon?
That was flat. And look at the location.
There's the play again. Good wide serve. It was a good return from Del Potro, but you don't have to hit it big. You just shovel it, Brad Gilbert it down the line, push it in and run in. That's what Dzumhur did there, and he got a lob. You're supposed to win points with a defensive lob. He did. Try your best not to serve up a middle of the court ball to the forehand. Del Potro's going to punish you for that. Dzumhur stayed in the rally a couple of shots, but that's what lost him the point. One
neutral ball.
Just a thoughtless sort of ball in the court, in the middle of the court. And
I was thinking that he needs to play with a little more of a purpose there. Football is in play. You're going to be shaking hands second place.
Del Potro, I don't want to say gamesmanship, but he did a little dance in the back of the court, sort of to get in Dzumhur's eye, to let him see, I'm running around, maybe I'm not. And what it managed to do is pull a double fault from Dzumhur.
Covers the line. Back to deuce.
And he's doing the play. Serve and volley, kick serve to the backhand, you get a volley. He didn't do much with the first volley and still managed to win the point. Dzumhur's doing it. All of a sudden, he's figuring it out.
Really interesting to watch.
I mean, this wasn't a bad return. He's behind the baseline. He just put the ball in and ran in.
Chip was coming, yeah.
Yeah, Chip is coming.
So here's a point for 5-4. great game. Dodged a break point. Finds a way through. Remember, he was down 4-2. He's won the last 3 games. Double D, Potro vs Dzumhur, 5-4. Well, looks like this gentleman's getting the picture right. Dzumhur seems to be getting it right here in the opening set. He's won the last 3 games. Nice little art display here in Sponsor Village at the Delray Beach Open. A couple of player portraits in that display as well. Nice little place to stop. Wonder if they're still there or they've been acquired by some of the tennis fans here this week. There's one of Milos Raonic, another Roger Federer. Interesting here, Roger Federer committing to playing Basel, his home event, till 2019. It's good news for Roger Federer fans. Sounds like he's going to be around.
Or he's only going to play Basel every year. But I think he'll probably be playing.
And Del Potro, I'm sure one of the reasons why you felt he was a number 1. Just in my notes, I can see he's got 4 wins over Federer, a couple times in Basel. Some get.
Told you, lights at night, high lobs become somewhat difficult to deal with. Great. I think Del Potro was a little surprised the ball came back. Just perception was off on that overhead attempt.
Yeah, really surprising. I mean, if you're having doubts, you've got to let that bounce. Oh, on the stretch, the volley error.
Actually, seemingly, obviously, it's obvious to say it now. It's 2 points for away from the set for Dzumhur, but the matchup is tough for Del Potro because his huge forehand. Dzumhur's quick enough to sort of deflect it back a couple of times, and now he recognizes I can steal some points getting in on the backhand. It's a good combination against Del Potro.
To get the 30 all.
But Del Potro had to hit 4 howitzer forehands to finish the point, and he still never finished it from the baseline. He had to get to the net to finish the easiest volley.
Yeah, particularly when you know this guy's running at Mach speed to cover it. double fault again. Double faulted a couple times when he lost his serve at 4-3. This double fault brings up a break point. This is a set point.
That double fault because he recognizes he hasn't won on the second serve. He's trying to get the advantage behind his serve, or has he just lost the rhythm? I'm not sure of the answer right now. It's set point. Find out in a second. On their second serve.
Exchange there,
and he went with a pretty big second serve. Surprised me a little bit after.
Yeah. Well, he's 1 of 8 defending the second serve.
Well,
Del Potro.
Now 2. Just 1 is second.
Yeah, that's right. So 2 of 9. Sorry.
Makes me feel like I could do something too.
That's what he needed. 126 down the tee, that'll help.
There we go. His name I don't know.
Boy, that's a huge game. Set point down, he recovers to get to 5 games all. Del Potro working, as you said, with Daniel Orsanic, who's also the Argentinian Davis Cup captain. Like I say, at Wimbledon, he was working with Danny Valverdue, who's now working such great things with Grigor Dimitrov, but Danny didn't want to be traveling at times with Buenos Aires as a possible work stop.
That time. Booker didn't read the drop shot, so it took him a little longer to get up. There. Once you catch the ball that low, you got to hit up. You're closer than the way Del Potro moved for it. I thought it was going to be long by 3 feet. The lack of movement to it, he was pretty sure it was going long, and it was.
Ambitious. I've seen him hit too many of those. Oh.
Whoa.
Net cord forehand shot winner.
Good play again, as I've been saying, but that turned into a tough volley, and he got very fortunate, obviously. You duck return, but it got into a tough spot when you're serving and volleying. He couldn't the backhand pass it. Dzumhur had the right idea, but 2 unforced errors in this game. The backhand down the line that was fairly ambitious, and then that forehand that got away from him.
Wow.
Maybe he should serve and volley a little bit more often, because I think it helps his serve. when he stays back, he gets less on it. Potro has seen that point over and over. He's very frustrated right now because he has had a look at some forehand passes. Just concussed himself. This didn't break the racket, but we keep showing you a little bit longer. He hits himself in the head pretty solidly with the strings.
Yeah, and that's, well, a good effort from Dzumhur to get out of that game. Del Potro's furious with himself, so he'll need to calm his nerves when he sits down 5-6 here in the opening set. And you can see his displeasure with that.
Oh, God. How can you not be cheering for the logo? How can you not be cheering for the logo? Yeah, that's
This has been a real challenge for Juan Martín del Potro. He was cruising along pretty comfortably up 4-2. Everything seemingly going his way before one bad service game, and now he's in a real dogfight at 5-6. He's going to have to deliver a strong service game. Suddenly a couple of double faults, a few unforced errors, and some inspired play by this man.
Exactly.
Dom here, Dzumhur.
Dzumhur's figured out a strategy. If Del Potro's got big forehands, back up behind the Palm Beach County, Florida sign and defend. And if you get the opportunity, come into the backhand and attack Del Potro that way when you get anything remotely short.
Here's the Dzumhur shot placement. Trying to get it over to the backhand wing.
Yeah, that's about right. I'd almost go 80-20 to the backhand and just once to the forehand.
You can also see a fair amount of short balls in the service box. The drop shot's been a big part of his attack tonight.
So Potro might want to learn a little bit from that second serve. He's been hitting hard second serves. That one was only 73 miles an hour, but it bounced up very high. Good kicker.
So a tiebreak it is in the opening set. Look at Del Po's forehand placement. The yellows are winners.
That's what's amazing. There's not that many of those yellow ones out there. As Del Potro has crushed some forehands and he's tried them in all different directions. But Dzumhur has been running them down and forcing him to hit 3, 4, 5 good ones a point. Interesting thing to me coming into this time, right? I think Dzumhur has been the better player in this set to this point. He played a nervous first game to give up a break. He got one break back. But I feel as though when it gets down to the crunch moments, I'm a little nervous for Dzumhur that I think he might be the one that gets tight. We will see. Options there, including lob. Was up there pretty tight to the net.
Number 5. Volley back to the backhand. He had a chance on the volley. Failed to convert.
Yeah, that's a serve and volley again. Now you had a good look at this forehand volley, but he went so sideways rather than a little bit more forward. He could have cut that off. Easy.
The shot selection. So 2 points he loses trying drop shots that find the net. Del Potro's gifted this 3-2 lead.
As I said, I felt that Dzumhur has been playing better. He's got a strategy that works, but he might get tight. And it looks like it shows up a little in his decision making. That was a drop shot from behind the baseline. Del Potro read it. That was never going to work. There's the serve again that Dzumhur doesn't like. Slow, short in the box, and high, rather than the hard pace. Short in the box, up about head height. He's missed 2 of those now. So on second serves, Del Potro's got to remember that. No longer try to hit it with pace, hard slice. Instead, that kicker.
Even if he's anticipating it, he hasn't really done much with that.
He hasn't shown that he can run it. So until he does, keep going there. At least in the ad court.
fifth ace.
No, but there's some sound from back in there.
Perfect play. Circle wide, take the next ball early, bunt it into the open court, run in. 2 for 2, 2 quick points for Dzumhur. Find a way to steal one of these 2 service points to stay in the set, however.
Steals the point. Did Del Potro miss an opportunity to do more with that sort of floating ball?
Which one? The second one? This one he did a lot with, but
yeah,
it
right
wasn't
here.
that accurate. But yes, he probably needed to hit a swinging ball on that one. Once he let it bounce, it was restarted. And Dzumhur did a good job of recognizing he's just restarted with a mid-court ball and moved up quickly.
So Delpo's going to challenge this. If it is a miss, it takes a little bit of time for you to reset that for the second. That's what they
struggled with, but oh
wow, millimeter.
That adds another level of difficulty in your mind when you see that, especially if you're thinking, okay, it's a 3 millimeter margin of error. Pretty clutch. Comes to the line, hits a pretty good second serve.
Yeah, out wide, gets him to 6-5. Remember, it was Dzumhur who had a set point on the Del Potro serve. It was at 5-4. That was Del Potro with a set point in the tiebreak. Takes the opening set, and it was a real struggle down the finish, but he gets over the line. His first tiebreak of 2017. He gets it done here in Delray Beach, 1-0. Look inside the art museum down in Delray Beach. Neither of these guys are dogging it. A tight opening set for Del Potro, 7-6. Lee Shiras and Jimmy Arias with you. 25th edition of the Delray Beach Open. I'm sure that Juan Martin is feeling pretty good about getting through that set. It was not easy. It looked like he was going to take it comfortably up 4-2. Here's a look at Delpo's rally hit points. And spending a fair amount of time behind the baseline.
Pretty far back. And strange a little bit because I don't get the sense there's a lot of points where he's in control, or maybe he should be a little bit further up. He's trying to get by, maybe just hitting huge swing power, and Dzumhur's too quick. He might have to take a little time away by taking some of those balls earlier, some of those forehands earlier.
Yeah, it's interesting. A couple of these hits from inside where he was lured in with the drop shot as well.
Right. During a lot of the rallies, though, he spent more time behind than you think he should, because he was getting a lot of floating balls. When he's controlling the point, he's crushing, Dzumhur's floating them, from far back. Maybe start taking some out of the air, swing volleys.
And maybe just a little fortunate. Dzumhur had all that momentum, had the set point, failed to convert it, and then the tiebreak was fairly tentative from both men.
That was such a bad forehand that Dzumhur couldn't make the pass. He was have to rim.
Yeah, that was right down the center. Wasn't hit particularly hard.
No. From the doubles alley with a whole lot of court open.
He's definitely established that tactic as an effective one. Can he do it enough at the right times and convert the volleys when he does have them? He failed to do that in the tiebreak.
Yeah, that's the part of the equation I always forget, that a lot of today's players aren't as comfortable at the net. So even when they get volleys, players are very fast, so you have to hit a pretty good volley to get it past the baseliner.
So Delpo is on the board first in the second set, so they'll change ends, which gives us a chance to look at tomorrow's schedule. A couple of Americans up at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time with quarterfinal tennis. Steve Johnson and Jack Sock. That'll be a good one. 2:30, the Bryan brothers. More quarterfinal tennis with Roundage taking on Kyle Edmund. Sam Querrey in the winner of this one.
Quite a day. We're missing one of the quarterfinalists, you can see. That's because Donald Young is already in the semis. So instead of the fourth quarterfinal match, Darcy against Young, we've got the Bryan brothers. That consolation prize for these fans at Delray Beach Open.
Yeah, Steve Darcis, the Belgium qualifier, took out Basilashvili. Suddenly had to fly back to Belgium for personal reasons. Donald Young advanced with a walkover then, or a withdrawal.
Definitely will have an American in the final.
Yeah.
There's 3 Americans left now in that bottom half of the draw.
And obviously, we're hoping for Steve Darcis' sake that everything's okay back home. Had a good run. Took out Tomic and Basilashvili. After having come through the qualifying.
Both players start the second set off with serve. Say quick at Del Potro very often.
Yeah, he's deliberate, shall we say, in his preparations. Dzumhur's dad owns a tennis school. That's where he first picked up the racket, learned how to play. He's in Sarajevo.
Especially when you're catching a drop shot above the level of the net, or in this case a pop-up, you just smash it to the backhand.
Always speaking of many challenges for a lot of these international players. Dzumhur was born after the outbreak of the Bosnian War, and the hospital that he was born in, just near the Olympic Hall where he started playing his first tennis, that was destroyed completely in the war. Ultimately rebuilt, and that's where he was playing most of his tennis.
He's also, it could be the only, he's a child actor.
Yeah.
He was in a couple of movies.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, his major role was as Durkin. So, 2-1. Delpo's ahead of Durkin.
The following roles are delivered a signed poster, a silver she gives back to the coolest house and advisor. Let's hear it for Linda.
Now look along the Intercoastal here in Delray Beach. So many beautiful spots to enjoy day or night here in Delray. 25 years that they've had this event here. Mark Barron and his family doing such a great job. In fact, this year might be the strongest field they've ever had. Milos Raonic, the top seed.
Highest ranked player they've ever had at number 4 in the world.
Yeah, nice to have the big Canadian part of this lineup. Obviously having the Argentine colors in attendance tonight. Potro had so many wonderful performances last year where he really had a full season. Yes, he had a couple of moments when he was slightly injured, but you know, he did win the title in Stockholm. Just checking out the forehand speed
Compared to the backhand speed
Yeah.
average, and it's probably bigger than anyone else on tour.
the disparity.
The disparity.
It's interesting that despite the great results, 33 matches won on the ATP World Tour, his best results came at the Olympics and the Davis Cup, where he was representing his nation. Obviously, silver medalist, losing Andy Murray, and then also
ranking points in the Olympics this year. There had been in past years.
Nor in Davis Cup, right?
Yeah. Zumhur's doing his best to find a way not to win this match. So far succeeding. Just some strange shot selections at times.
Everyone's mediocre.
Here's Del Potro with some real chances. Missed the volley. Just a little wide. There's the break.
21 shot rally. Delpo looking like that one took a little bit out of him from a physical standpoint. As I said last year, I don't know if you remember, there were times when he looked like no moss. He made it to the semifinals, but he was not in match shape. He was dying anytime they had a couple of long rallies, but he'd always rally, get through his service games with some miracles.
There. What do you think was his best win? He beat Djokovic and Nadal at the Olympics, and then he beat Murray in that 5-setter in Davis Cup. That was in the semis. Then he beat Cilic from a couple sets down. I mean, he had some amazing moments.
I can't answer. Those are all amazing wins.
Yeah. I think he might have been the one against Cilic, to tell you the truth, just because the build-up. I mean, the one over Murray was incredible in Scotland.
One long rally might have taken enough out of Del Potro that he's let Dzumhur get the first 2 points of this service game.
By the way, Novak Djokovic accepting a wild card into Acapulco, ATP World Tour 500 event next week. What does that tell you?
That tells me that he needs some matches.
Yeah,
he feels as though he needs some matches. He's got a lot of points coming off as he dominated the beginning of the year right through the French.
One Indian Wells, one Miami.
Won everything. Won the Australian, won the French. Might have lost once or twice in that stretch.
control the volley.
He normally is a little bit better volleyer than he's been tonight, and actually Del Potro too. And it could be, as I said, lights at night. It's a little more difficult. A lot of times you don't see quite as well.
Yeah, it is a challenge, particularly with some of the smashes he's missed. And I wonder if that affects his serve. You know, because oftentimes you look up and you don't see the ceiling above the toss. Dzumhur is back on serve. Del Potro missing a chance to build on the break advantage.
Just $15 gives you VIP access and complete the letter and pay at the Delray Beach.
Well, things are looking up a little bit for Damir Dzumhur. Was down a break, but back on serve in the second. Martin Del Potro in the opening set. It's been an erratic performance from both these guys tonight. There are moments where they looked solid, looked complete. Other times they've struggled to find their consistency.
Del Potro is frustrated because his forehand's not doing as much damage as he's accustomed. Dzumhur, because he moves well, he stays balanced. He's able to deflect that power and hit 5-6 in the back. Dzumhur has the strategy that works as well. He could win this match, except that Dzumhur, when it comes to the important moments, when it's tied, he starts making bad decisions.
Yeah, bad decision on the shot making.
That's not his That's just a bit of bad fortune.
Although, admittedly, he had one of these go his way early on.
Yeah, he did. Long stare down from Juan Martín Del Potro up to his box. He's kind of do a little more with these second serves. They're short in the box.
What was the toughest part for you when you were playing your first event of the season? Obviously, Delpo skipping all the Australian tennis after finishing Davis Cup late last year. Was it the concentration? Was it the recovery? The physical challenges?
It was all those things, but for me, for the most part, it was dealing with adrenaline. You struggle when you played with adrenaline for a little while. I would always get jumpy. I'd start shanking a couple shots when I had a little, I couldn't control it. It's hard for me to believe I'm saying this, but Del Potro really hasn't had anything that bothers Dzumhur. Dzumhur's giving away a couple of games on his serve. He's given them to Del Potro. That big forehand of Del Potro's isn't big enough to go through Dzumhur when he's standing behind the Palm Beach County signs. Terrible here from Del Potro because Dzumhur tried to go backhand down the line from inside the baseline and didn't hit it well. So now you're a little bit of a sitting duck. You're in close. Del Potro should have been able to rush that ball across court.
That one looked like it was going to carry wide, but then it just dropped down.
A little bit of a shank over here. Spin that should call that in, yes.
Thank you very much. Point for 3 games all.
That's a good return.
You sound surprised.
Well, because it was a serve and volley kicker, which I felt as though was the play against Del Potro, but this time he got enough on it that he was able to get the ball down low, sharply, hit it cross court. I didn't know that he still had that shot.
Maybe that's the one little improvement, just a little more acceleration there. Double fault. He's been his own worst enemy tonight. Got the tactic right that time. Everyone in the stadium, including Del Potro, thought that was going into the backhand.
And maybe he's coming in behind it, so yeah, Delpo had left the building.
So after a long, arduous game, a couple break points against them, 5 minutes and 23 seconds to be exact, Dzumhur gets to 3 games all. So we've traded breaks in the second set.
Which one?
Has Del Potro figured out second serve points? Is he starting to win some of those? I know he's winning his first serve points still.
His day.
See what I mean? He's so fast. He's so far back that I don't care how hard Del Potro hits it. Dzumhur can get his racket on it in back. Just quick little steps. His body was in perfect control. Not an easy shot, Granny, but it's as though he can recreate that. A little bit of a problem for Del Potro. That's why he missed that for him. He's starting to feel as though he's got to hit it bigger and bigger to get it past Dzumhur.
And also because of Dzumhur's speed, you can't really play a drop shot, can you?
No. Well, he misses it. He gets there in a hurry. He can almost volley your drop shots, but then speed makes it tough for him to control it. There we go. We haven't seen many 1-2 punch points like that from Del Potro tonight.
A couple of big strikes, and he's got a game point. Covers it. There's the drop shot. So 4-3 in the second set. Del Potro with the move to his right to get ahead.
All right, guys, here's how it works. We're going to look up at the board. We're going to show a country's flag up there. You have to tell me which country that flag represents. You may see a few of these flags floating around here tonight. Is it A, Argentina, B, France, C, Germany, or D, Turkey? All right, they're going to think about it. All right, go for it. They're going with Argentina, and they are correct. Guys, congratulations. I have some t-shirt vouchers for you. Let's give them a huge round of applause.
Yeah, so many ways to look at this second round match. It looked like Del Pro, well, was going to win both these sets comfortably. Instead, it's been a real struggle. He hasn't taken advantage, in particular, on second serves. The yellow or first serve placements.
Return
Del Po's return.
Yeah, you want to play down the middle on a first serve return most of the time. So give yourself the most margin for your second serve. You can start mixing it up, but for the
Playing with more risk.
With more risk,
yeah.
Yes. But as you see, Del Po's spent most of the time trying to hit the middle, and it looks as though he just missed it sometimes to get in those two other alleys. It doesn't look like anything. And I feel like this is the side, deuce court, second serve. He should run around and try to take a little risk with some of these forehands. He's not confident with his forehand. He ran around a second serve and hit it right down the center. That was a simple pass that he just had. He didn't have to hit it Mach 10. He just had to hit it cross court sharp.
Yeah, that's a nice redirection, really, of the pace. Maybe his quickest service game of the evening.
Seems like you might want to go, when you go power, not to the Dzumhur backhand. He controls that well. The forehand swing is a little more convoluted. Maybe you can rush him and make him throw in a couple unforced errors from that wing. Big serve tee and then big forehand to his forehand type of point. Yeah, Dzumhur has the answers. If he just stick to the game plan, he would win this match. But he's going to throw in 3 drop shots and 1 tweener at the worst possible second, or just try down the line backhand when he doesn't need to, type of thing. Del Potro can also throw in a couple big serves, help him hold serve.
As you say.
But you feel as though he needs those right now. The point when it's in play, Dzumhur has a way to win. He defends until he gets a short ball and then come in. No.
Acceleration on that for him. Whoa.
But again, that was 3 or 4 forehands that he had to pop before he finally got a winner. It's hard to hit through a guy that's as far back and as quick as Dzumhur is. So it's not easy for Del Potro to have to take risk with that type of power over and over again. Del Potro getting tired, or is this the I want you to think I'm tired sort of act? Because he doesn't mind that act. He can play for 3 more hours like this.
They had a little bit of that going on in the U.S. Open final against Federer.
Serve right in the corner, but again, Dzumhur's backhand return is not going to get broken down when you go power. It has a little more trouble when you go slow high kicker.
Yeah. He enjoys pace.
He does. It's why this has been a tough matchup for Del Potro. His game style plays into Dzumhur a little bit.
Lead disappeared quickly, and now it's a break point chance. Incredible sequence of great tennis to give himself this chance for Dzumhur.
This is really hard for Del Potro to do, but he should almost go slow high kicker first serve. I don't think he will. Might be a blessing in disguise for him that he missed that first serve.
And
if you throw in the double.
Oh. Boy, a game that he looked certain to win. Instead, it's a break. Dzumhur's going to serve for the second set when we come back. Well, what a chance for Adamir Dzumhur. Bosnia-Herzegovina is where he hails from. Plays out of Sarajevo still, and he's got a chance to serve for the second set at 5-4 against the man from Tandil, Argentina, Juan Martín Del Potro. And this has been a circuitous route to this point. It looked like Del Potro was going to win the last game. He was up a break in the set. Looked like he was going to win the set. Instead, Dzumhur is in a commanding position.
As he lost the point trying a drop shot again. That's not part of the equation that's been winning points for Dzumhur, so get rid of it. It just missed. I think a little bit of a late call, which is partly what coaxed Dzumhur into trying to challenge, because the call came late, but it was out.
It's funny how pressure can reveal itself. Suddenly drop shot, quick winner attempt.
Again, he made an approach from behind the baseline on a 2-mile-an-hour ball and still got a slice. Any player that sees that, how can they not come in on Del Potro's backhand on anything?
Yeah.
Throw your shoe over there, run on in.
It looks like Delpo doesn't have quick hands on that side to get the two-hander together, get it organized. 30 all. He's within reach now, a couple points, taking the second set.
Del Potro hasn't done a great job in this match of controlling the points with his forehand. Once he gets a forehand, and I give some of that credit to Dzumhur because he moves so well. Del Potro's forehand hasn't been quite as accurate as it can be. All right, 2 points from the set for Dzumhur. This should be a drop shot second serve.
It. What a play. Delpo looked to be there, but no.
That was actually a good backhand pass that time from Del Potro. Got it down low, got himself a forehand on the run, but just straight run to that side, and the ball happened to hit him in the racket.
Set point. He takes the second set. What an effort. 7-6, 3-1 down, and he takes 5 of the last 6 games to force the third set. So a couple of great plays. Damir Dzumhur into the third with Del Potro. So a third set for the final quarterfinal spot at the Delray Beach Open. Juan Martín Del Potro and Damir Dzumhur. I'm Leif Shiras along with Jimmy Arias. So glad you could be with us for this battle that is coming down to the wire. Still on Atlantic Avenue at the Delray Beach Stadium and Tennis Center.
One of the stat masters of the game, Brett Haber, sent me a little note telling me that Dzumhur was down in Memphis 7-6, 3-1 to Kevin Anderson. Came back and won 6-4 in the third.
So back in Delray Beach, Juan Martín Del Potro serving first in the third set. After Dzumhur rallied to win the second 6-4, he was down and out. Signs of life now, so a long night at the office for Delpo.
He's actually
Yeah, nice play. I'm Leaf along with Jimmy. Glad you could be with us as these two are playing off for the final quarterfinal spot. The winner to take on Sam Querrey tomorrow in the quarterfinals.
One of the great statisticians, stat masters in the game, Brett Haber, just sent me a note telling me how Dzumhur last week in Memphis, down 7-6, 3-1. Same score he was down here to Kevin Anderson. Essentially won 6-4 in the third. Don't know if that was saying, look out, Del Potro. Dzumhur's been in this position just a week ago.
But that's a good start for Delpo. A couple of good serves, so he regrouped on the last change. On the board first. Did you like serving first in the final set? Was that an advantage in your mind? Or?
I never liked serving at any time. So I would say probably not. I didn't care. It wasn't as important. But yes, when it's a match that goes extra innings, it's definitely better to be serving first. This is a tiebreaker in the third, but it's much better to be serving, getting up 5-4, 6-5, 7-6. Always, the other guy's always serving to stay in the match at that stage, so it's an advantage.
Now we'll see how Dzumhur deals with that. And this his opening service game of the third.
This is where Del Potro's going to do something different. Second serve return to the deuce court, run around and clock a forehand. Put some doubt in Dzumhur. They can't just spin the serve in. Didn't like the call early in that rally, a backhand that Del Potro hit that did look as though it should have gone out. Dzumhur would have had to stop play. That was a fake drop shot from Dzumhur. Delpo thought drop shot, took a step in, and it did go just wide. He's hit a couple topspin now, backhand putts down the line. Still haven't seen a sharp cross court one yet. So you covered line and chip lob. He's got it all covered from what I've seen. It's amazing how poorly Del Potro's hit his forehand pass on the run. He's going to get a lot of practice with that shot because it's the natural play. You come into this backhand, you hit a volley into the open court. He's got to hit a forehand pass on the run. He's gotten a lot of practice this match even from that. I mean, he's yet to connect with one.
Yeah, that serve out wide troubled Del Potro. So one set all, a game all. And if you're Daniel Arsenik, Delpo's coach, what are you thinking?
Uh-oh. I mean, let's get back to the drawing board and sort of start figuring out. First of all, the forehand's got to get bigger. You've got
A little
also,
more dominating. Right?
Yes, you've also got to recognize that what you're doing is not really working. I know it's tied. That's the problem. They've each won a set. It's 1-all in the third. It doesn't seem like it's not working. But the way he's winning his games is a combination of a couple of good serves and a couple of not the smartest shot making from Dzumhur. But when they play just a regulation point that Dzumhur knows the strategy, he's winning the majority of those. So Delpo's got to do something a little different. Or just serve out of the final set. Get through his service games by bombing serves and not having to hit any other shot. That's a tough ask. Delpo's serve's gotten a lot better, but it's still not quite Karlovic, Isner levels.
Yeah, it probably never really was it?
No.
But he did spot it pretty well and hit his locations. Service game for Juan Martín del Potro. 2-1, he's up in the third. Delray Beach Open here in beautiful Delray Beach, Florida. And here we are at the Tennis Center. Wonderful spot. And here's a look at the singles draw. This quarterfinals that are already set. Delpo and Dzumhur, the winner to take on Sam Querrey. Pretty impressive lineup of players. Now Donald Young getting the walkover. He's already into the semifinals.
We got the second, third, and fourth highest ranked Americans. Actually, first, third, and fourth highest ranked Americans left in the draw. Sock, Johnson, and Querrey. Donald Young back-to-back semifinals now. Delray.
Nice run.
Canadians in the crowd trying to help Del Potro out. He has shown signs at times that he's looked tired. Movement hasn't been as crisp as it needs to be. Some authority, and it allowed him to get that ball to come in on. Lob was actually a good idea. Del Potro was right on top of the net, but he didn't get any height on it, didn't get any air. too good, really. It's a good return, good hard forehands, but Dzumhur takes your pace and just redirects it, takes it early. It's really causing Del Potro all kinds of problems. That's the answer for Del Potro. If he gets to net first,
yeah,
he won't have to hit backhand passing shots, and it'll apply some pressure to Dzumhur. That's 2 points this game where he's found his way up to the net.
Wow, a 63-mile-an-hour second serve that he failed to get into play.
Sometimes that slow, that short in the box and high, it's amazing how it's difficult to time. You're not expecting it. I'm amazed he hasn't run around once. It's the same serve every time. Chip and charge players don't know how to deal. They don't see it ever.
He's not an easy man to pass with the reach and the height.
Yeah, he comes in, he's intimidating up at the net.
Might be here in the morning in the national school.
I'd like to see, but I don't think Del Potro has this shot. We've seen that Dzumhur likes pace. He redirects it, he handles it well. Heavy and high. I'd like to at least see what he does if you get one sort of bouncing up high to the backhand. Although didn't you tell me Dzumhur cramped Nadal?
He did. He just wore him down. Long points, taking it early, and just really.
So he's taking it before the ball got up
A little
too
bit
high.
Yeah, and just stayed with Rafa. You know, it's always impressive. Like Istomin staying with Djokovic, you're always going, wow, when's this guy going to break down? And these guys have these moments of inspiration when they stay with the best guys. Is he feeling the effects of a long night of work? We'll see how he responds to this. Set all, 2 games all. Obviously, these are the moments you train for, all the hard work he's put in. Posted a couple of moments of video showing him working out hard. So the hours of preparation to be ready for moments like this.
Don't talk about it. No, I want to sit here. I'm not smoking by this.
He's just got the answers. It's a matter of time, really, or Del Potro just has to serve out of his mind. It feels as though,
or get in
Dzumhur
himself.
gets tight, or get in get in himself. That's another thing that he can try to do. But that was a huge serve, huge forehand. Dzumhur blocked him back, and then first chance he got, he just ran into the backhand and got a short lob. Feels as though that's the serve he's gone to more often, more effectively. So Dzumhur maybe needs to start at least in the deuce court leaning on that bomb down the tee. Forehand on the run with angle. That's the shot he has not had all day.
He threw up this lob thinking this ball was out.
But he never questioned. He just had that, I'm not really playing anymore. That ball's out. Don't you even worry about it. Dzumhur wasn't watching him. He had a decent overhead.
Yeah, but into the forehand, though.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good game for Del Potro. Takes it 40-15. 3-2, he leads.
Visit our yoga studio, fitness center, and 418 lounge. All guest rooms are suite views of private balcony or terrace. Make the winter moment from home away from home.
Plenty to see and to do here in Delray Beach, but this week it's the Delray Beach Open 25th edition of this fine event. It started a long time ago back in Pembroke Pines. Barron just loving this family played it except Mark Barron. I think the only one who does it actually.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Actually played Ivan Barron, his son, twice on the tour.
Started off in Pembroke Pines and Coral Springs before landing here 19 years ago. Really found a wonderful home. A place where Del Potro's had success. He's won the title here before.
One thing it looks as though Del Potro has started to recognize is the forehand is the side that he might be able to break down with power. Backhand has stood up to the power, so Del Potro's at least made that adjustment. Seems to get to this state quite often on Dzumhur's serves, at least in this set. He's had chances a couple of times now. Can he take advantage this time? For goodness sakes, run around this second serve that's going to be in the middle of the box and crush it for him.
Don't move.
104 miles per hour down the tee. finish.
Couple of good first serves that allowed Dzumhur to continue attacking Del Potro's backhand. Almost strikes that lob. That ball got behind him. Here's another chance, and this is where Del Potro, I think he could run around and take a risk.
Long, cold stare at his camp. What is that saying?
Did they tell him, don't do anything with your backhand? Or I think it's their fault. Dzumhur's in one of his donation phases. He's missed 2 backhands. He's double faulted. He's in full, here you go, Juan Martin. The problem is he still has a way to win this point. He'll serve volley with the backhand.
He didn't do enough with the lob. Del Potro able to reach up and snatch away the break.
A little too much air under that drop volley, or Del Potro wouldn't have even been able to get to that point, and then not enough air on the lob. Those are all signs of tension, aren't they? He's got great touch, Dzumhur, but maybe not at 3-2 in the third for a point. And this is where Del Potro has gotten up a break in every set, and then he just throws in his shocker right around now. So let's see if he can continue popping first serves and get through this game in a hurry. Problem for him is Dzumhur's mindset in game improves when he's behind. Power to the forehand is causing some problem.
Yeah. Delpo's done a nice job on serve.
This set,
His final
especially,
set,
yes.
he's only lost 2 points.
It's been a rash of missed returns, or good serves. Good serves so that Dzumhur was not making returns for most of the set.
Serve placement. This is it here in the third set. Working the tee, working the backhand over.
Working the backhand for the most part.
Couple down the center.
He's winning those points down the tee. 100% in the ad, 83 in the deuce, and he's hit an awful lot of them in the deuce. That's the one where Dzumhur needs to take it away. He's trying to go flat bomb almost every time.
There was another. The game that he lost, really, to lose the second set. He was up 40-15 in that game. So he's got to be careful playing with the lead. As you said, Dzumhur gets dangerous when he's behind. protects it and finishes the game. Del Potro, 5-2, final set.
Talk with him.
It's been a real rough road for Juan Martín del Potro in this second round match, round of 16 here at the Delray Beach Open. Potro Dzumhur has been a very difficult opponent with his speed, his ability to get forward at the right times. But Del Potro's got the advantage again. Struggled to hang on to it. It looks to be better now, doesn't he? I mean, just can never tell what's going to happen. This has been a very unpredictable performance. Uneven, really, for both men. That's a little misleading when you see that 5-2, right?
Huge, but it's only one break serve. So Dzumhur has shown that he can break Del Potro's serve today. He's done it a number of times.
Familiar, you feel? That kind of strike.
That forehand on the run has not been clicked today at all. That time it did. Eventually he could work him enough side to side that he coaxed an error out of Dzumhur. All match long he's been running around off 70-mile-an-hour second serve and just rolling them in the middle of the court.
Just feel like that return could either have more angle or more down the line to it.
Or more depth, or even right down the center deep. Something that's making for a pretty easy shot for just stepping in.
Volley lets him down. So here's a point then for the quarterfinals.
Even his forehand pass today, Del Potro's has been great. That wasn't a great approach. Just a slice, chip, and charge.
So a match point saved. Just to add to the drama of this moment as Del Potro is going to serve for it.
Just adds another slight layer of pressure to Del Potro when you've already had a match.
His percentage of returns in play on break points has not been good today. And
it's not, he's not playing around it. Right. He's playing a guy that's just spinning it in, so he's got to put those in. All right, none of it'll matter if he finds a way to hit 4 big serves here and get out of this match. Del Potro was used to hitting a forehand like that, and then he floats in case you just happen to float it back. And he got stuck in no man's land because Dzumhur got there on balance and hit the ball hard and low. Forehand got away from him, however, so it's still 15 love for Del Potro.
Catches it going the wrong way. So time on his backhand's been tremendous.
Well, watch how quickly he moves in here on this winning shot. Hits it down the line. He just keeps running right through it. Time away. He didn't hit that ball hard. It's just that he was body weight going into it, running through it, taking it early. Just as effective as if he crushed it.
Dzumhur doing such a good job just getting that ball back into play. It's a match point.
So the ace is reset.
in the point, opted to go with the Hollywood between the legs into the net.
Look, it wasn't an important. I mean, it's match point. It's an amazing thing. Damir Dzumhur's got all kinds of talent. He's lightning fast. But Juan Martín Del Potro is the guy that seemed to want it a little more. He got it through this match, even though there are all kinds of ways to attack his game at the moment. He's got still some work to do. And I know he's won a ton of matches and he's beating even the top guys in the world. But he's got a weakness that you can get to if you try to figure it out. This guy had it figured out. He just will play some loose points from time to time, and it doesn't matter what the score is.
Didn't handle the pressure well, didn't handle the opportunity particularly well. It was a great match nonetheless.
This is what he did well, is defended well. Zumhur. This is match point, 5-3 in the third. He sort of really misplayed that ball, but now, had he known Del Potro was still 20 feet behind the baseline, you just put that ball back and play start the point over again instead of the tweener over the net, but Del Potro will take it.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happy to have this one behind him, and he can look forward to his next match. And that'll be in the quarterfinals against Sam Querrey, the second little section there. Of course, Roundage will take on Edmund, and an All-American in the bottom sort of section, Johnson and Sock.
Completely different matchup for Del Potro in the quarters. Sam Querrey's not going to be running down everything lightning fast and counter punching. He's a big hitter as well, so that's going to be power to power, big man to big man. We'll see who gets the better of who.
Yeah, and a rematch of last year's semifinal. Querrey beat Juan Martín Del Potro, so that'll be a good one. This is what the schedule looks like. Plenty of good ones there. Johnson and Sock, the Bryan brothers, Lou and Pays, Roundage and Edmund, and then Querrey and Juan Martín Del Potro. So, great schedule tomorrow for the Delray Beach Open. Hope you can be a part of our coverage again. Looking forward to it, this HB World Tour 250 event. Quarterfinal Friday from Delray Beach.